All right, y'all. So now this is the third try. So y'all got to let me know if you can hear me. Let's see. Whoever's in the chat, let me know if you can hear me loud and clear on your end. Yes. Okay, good. All right. Yeah, I was using a different device. I was trying to just use my phone to go live on YouTube, and apparently they was giving me a hard time, so I had to pull out my laptop. Um, but I'm glad that you all are here. Yeah, a couple of technical difficulties trying to use a different device. It's no big deal, y'all. I'm always bust through any door. If one door is closed, we go through another one. And maybe that's the message for tonight, okay? Don't let anybody shut down your voice. If one door is closed, that means you go through another one. Use every option. So I'm gonna give y'all some time to come in because this was, kind of sporadic. Y'all know typically when I go live, it's not always planned ahead of time. I just come through and, we're getting ready to close out 2025 within the next few days. So I figured this would be a good time to come on. And I really want to, I guess for me, this is giving back to you all for supporting me, especially those who have been riding with me since the beginning, but also those of you who are new to my channel. Um, so I'm going to be doing some live readings for you all where I have you come up and we could talk about whatever you want to tap into. It's not going to be long readings, just pulling a few cards and just having you come up and, you know, say what's on your mind if you need a little bit of guidance. So I'm going to just give y'all some time to come in. But um, yeah, I've been seeing 1111 lately. So it's preparing us for a brand new beginning here. Okay. Preparation for a brand new beginning. What numbers have y'all been seeing out there? Let me go ahead and give y'all some shout outs too. Let's see who's in here. Love Divinely. Hello to you. Everything is everything. Zuri Bliss, Light Power, Arusha Divine, Luck Yorion. Okay, a Queen of the Divine, Willow Soul. Let's see here. Manual, what does that say? Manual Lot Liver. Okay. Laveriot. I don't know. Don't get me to line. Tashawn. Let's see. Ty Renee. Okay. Well, it's good to see y'all here. So let's see. All right. Yes, finally caught a live. Sometimes I come through and we just do like general readings. So that's what we're tapping into today. Um, So I'm going to put the link out there for y'all. Okay. This is me giving back to you all for supporting me. So I'm going to be just pulling a couple of cards. If you want to come up on stage and ask a question, n- one question, y'all. Okay. So if you come up, make sure that it's that one question that you really want to ask. And we can definitely tap in. Let's see. Um, Trying to see if there's another way to do this as well. So I put the link out there. You're just going to have to find it in the chat. I don't know of another way to share the link, but typically it works out pretty well, y'all. So yeah, I see some of you have been seeing 444, 555, 1111. Okay. All right, y'all. Yeah, just giving y'all some time to come through here. Thank you, Queen of the Divine. I appreciate you. Let's see. Yeah, if you want to come up, you don't necessarily have to show your face, okay? It's not necessary. If you want to just come up and ask questions without putting your camera on, that's fine too. You've been saying 1134 a lot. Yeah, I always tell people it's important to consider, of course, you're going to have the angel numbers. You look them up and they'll tell you, okay, well, this means that, and that means this. But I always say, come up with your own meanings behind each number. That way, that's your direct conversation. It's like an unspoken language between yourself and your spiritual team. So they'll know, okay, well, uh, Gwendolyn She said she wants number 7 to represent it's time to, you know, cut somebody off. So they'll start showing Gwendolyn that number 7 when it's time, you know. You can definitely make adjustments in that way to speak with your spiritual team, okay? So I'm gonna let a few of y'all, I'm gonna put the link out there. And of course, like I said, I'm just going to pull a couple cards. It's not going to be long and drawn out readings, but I do want to tap in and do, you know, just to give back to you all because you all support me. Um, and I really appreciate that. So let me see. I'm going to bring up, we have Mrs. BB. Let's see,
Okay, all right.
to the stage. How you doing?
Hey, how you doing?
I saw you. You look like you was like, what? She about to bring me up? Yeah.
I was not ready at all.
Oh, you not ready? Are you
I
ready now?
am.
Or you want,
I
huh?
am. I am. I am. Sorry, I dropped the phone.
Oh, okay, that's all right. Well, let me see. So where you calling
Okay.
from?
From Savannah, Georgia.
Oh, Georgia. Okay. What's the weather like out there?
Actually, surprisingly, pretty chill. It's like not cold at
Well,
all. It's warm. It's a
I
good day.
figured
I was
that
out
because
in the sun.
okay, in the so y'all actually have the sun.
Hmm.
Okay,
Hmm.
must be nice. Well, let's see, because I'm just going to answer a question for you. So, is there anything specific that you wanted me to look into?
Specifically, I just honestly want to see what ancestors I have around me or who do I connect with.
Okay. Oh shoot, did I even bring it? You know, I've had a lot of people that's been getting the ancestor messages from me ever
Hmm.
since I recently, oh, here it is. Ever since I recently did the ancestor readings, the two-part reading. So I'm not surprised that you're asking about that. So let's see.
Because I did feel like I was resting. I was like, okay,
Okay,
now
so
I have
that
a
brings
meaning.
right. Well, let's see. What does your ancestors want you to know? So courage. Okay. So they are definitely pointing to the fact that you are very bold, very brave. And if you feel like for whatever reason something is holding you back, they're telling you work on that solar plexus. You're strong. And this says decisive, aware, empath, empathetic, empathetic. Okay. Decisive, aware, and empathetic. So it looks like they want you to make a firm decision on something. And it might
Okay.
require some courage in order for you to move towards that. You also have elder wisdom. So you do have an elder that's coming through to bring you wisdom. They feel like you're ready for this next level up here. This speaks on experience, unbiased, and insight here.
Hmm.
So I can definitely see, also consider with this courage card, that number 1, because it breaks down to the number 1. So they're telling you to be courageous when it comes to your alchemy. Don't be afraid to use your alchemy to create. Do you find
Okay.
yourself holding back a little bit, or are you
I
going
mean,
hard?
say like for instance, the holidays, right? So I've been getting the calls like, where are you? Because I'm a big family. So they're like,
Okay.
where you at? And my energy, my spirit, my mind, everything was just like, stay where I'm at, like to myself. And that was just it. And everybody was like, it was like I didn't really feel the need to give them any kind of reason why. I was just like, whatever you came up with, yeah, that's it, whatever, for me. So it
Yes.
was it was like it
How
was
did you
like,
feel
yeah.
after you did it? Is this your first year doing that?
No, no, I
Oh,
did it last year for Thanksgiving, and then my brother was like, "Come on, sis." So I went for Christmas, and then this year was like no Thanksgiving for me, and then my birthday is also like in 5 more days, like
oh,
literally 5 days after Christmas. So they just be like, "Well, what you gonna do with your birthday since you ain't coming, to get up with the fam?" I'm like, "Yeah,
okay. Well,
probably gonna do
your birthday,
Thanksgiving."
that's your day. Holidays, that's something that's made up by somebody else. So I hope they
Exactly.
don't try to use that as an excuse to not celebrate with you if you wanted them to, you know. But they
Right.
definitely want you to maintain that courage. Okay. So this is actually
Okay.
building your soul, it's building your confidence to be able to speak your truth despite what other
Mhm.
people expect or think. So with this elder wisdom here, I can definitely see you are being built up to be the matriarch of the family. You know, you possess a lot of wisdom here, and so this elder is going to be teaching you and bringing you a lot of divine messages. I just heard pay attention to your dreams as well. So you might get a lot of messages there too. And then you
Mm-hmm.
have the card of determination here. So you might find that you have a lot of younger women that might end up, I don't know why she kind of look like you a little bit. This one right here, kind of, don't you think so? I mean, I'm looking at her like, oh, yeah, okay.
I like your cards. I like your cards.
Yeah, so this says passion, confidence, and intent. You may end up coming up with a creative idea, though, that's going to require a lot of your intention, your attention, and courage. It's something
Okay.
that you're going to be working on here. So you may consider taking a spiritual bath if you haven't done one lately before the year closes out.
I have my cleanse, so I get in the shower every time.
Okay, all
I
right,
have my
yes.
cleanse.
So this is preparing you for something, cleansing and purifying your energy and your space in preparation for something greater. So that's what your ancestors want you to know at this time.
Okay.
All right. Well, I'm glad you came up, Miss BB, and happy
Very
birthday.
good. Thank you. You have a great one.
You too. Take good care. All right. Let's see. So I have here Justice. I'm gonna bring Justice up to the stage. How you doing, Justice?
Hi, can you hear me?
I can hear you well. How you doing?
Hold on. Are you able to hear me?
I can. Yes,
Oh, okay. For some reason, I can't hear you. I don't know why. Are you able to hear me now?
I can. I can hear you.
Oh, okay. Okay,
You can't hear
hold
me?
on. Okay, hi, I can't really hear you, but the reason I'm here, I just have a question because I'm basically finishing up my last semester of university. I'm supposed to graduate in spring 2026, and I've been dealing with a lot of opposition. There was a situation where somebody actually lied on me. I actually was incarcerated for like close to 6 months. I represented myself at trial and I won. And then that person happens to go to the same university as me. So they're basically plotting alongside certain people at the university, like some of the higher ups, to try and prevent me from being able to graduate. However, I've been doing this for more or less about the past 10 years, like juggling my personal life and my academic life. And yeah, I just wanted to know, like, is everything going to work out, or is there certain stuff I should be looking out for?
Okay. All right. Well, let's see here. I don't know if you can hear me on your end at this point, but yeah, this says you're stepping into a brand new chapter. Okay.
Okay.
So whatever you're dealing with right now concerning the university that you're at, that cycle is closing out. It's not something that you're going to have to worry about moving forward here. I don't think you can hear me at this time, but when I upload it, maybe you'll come back and hear it. But you don't have to worry. Okay. Leave the past behind,
Okay.
especially because you've already closed out that chapter. You went to court, you won. Okay. So congratulations on that, for going out there and representing yourself and, speaking your truth. And so I can see you continuing to navigate and move towards your vision here. This says, don't stop living your life because of someone else. So definitely don't allow it to become a distraction. I feel like maybe it's something that you've been thinking about very heavily, whereas it feels like you want to redirect your focus towards your studies so you can get those exams out the way and make sure that you walk across the stage. So don't stop living your life because of other people that may want to deter you here. And let me see, I'll take one more. Rejection is for your protection. Okay. So if you find that people are acting funny, maybe certain classmates that you used to study with, or folks is just, but it's also you. You may find that you need to reject certain people so that you can maintain your focus. It's not always the other way around. So consider all of this is happening for your highest good. Is to protect you, and is to protect the overall vision for you. I feel like your spiritual team is moving things out of the way, shaking some things up. And it could very well be because you're almost at the finish line. So who knows? You might have, I don't know what you're going to school for, but maybe you have a great idea and you might have been thinking about pulling some people with you. This is the time where people's hands have to be exposed so that you know who to take with you and who to leave behind. So All of this is working out for your highest good. Just know that, yes, you are stepping into a brand new chapter and this cycle is coming to a close, okay? You have to unmute yourself.
I can't really hear you, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back on YouTube after, and then I'll be able to watch this over. Because I don't know, I could hear when you were speaking to the other woman, but for some reason I can't hear you. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, that's a good idea. It's perfectly fine. You take good care of yourself, okay, Justice?
Okay, thanks. Okay,
All right.
bye.
Okay, let's see here. Yes, it's real interesting out here in these spiritual and physical streets. You know, you start to level up, new levels, new devils. That's just how it works. So let me see here. I'm going to bring up Tatiana to the stage. Hey, Tatiana. Tatiana, are you there?
Hey, Tavi.
Hey, are you able to turn your volume up at all? Okay, let's see. How you doing?
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, you're just a little bit muffled. I don't know if you can get closer to the phone or take it off a speakerphone or whatever you got to do. Huh?
Okay, it's on headphones. Give me just a second.
Okay, you want to come back up? Okay, you want to Tatiana, I'm going to
Can you
have
hear me
you
now,
come back.
Shavi?
Oh, yes, that's much better. Okay, how you doing?
Pretty good. I had to take it off those headphones. I had them on.
Okay, yeah, that works. Well, let's see here. So what would you like to look into tonight?
Just to see if everything's going good with everything that I'm doing right now. Making sure I'm making the right choices.
Okay, well, let's see. All right. So you have the card of love, but I'm seeing a lot of abundance and fertility in this card here, a lot of growth, especially if you're keeping your heart chakra open. Let's see, you have the card of take a breath. Okay, you might need to, are you multitasking right now? Do you have a lot of things that you're working on?
Yeah, I'm in school now. I'm not working anymore, but I am in school. And I still plan for my business and stuff like that. Still got things I'm adding to it. And I'm going to school to add to the business something new. So
Okay. So it's just, I feel like you're being encouraged to make sure that you take those necessary rest periods when you need to. I don't like to say take a break because you ain't trying to break nothing, but I would say take those rest periods when needed in between, focusing on your vision. And you also have beginnings. So yeah, it's a brand new beginning that's coming in for you. You got a lot of red and orange coming through. So definitely make sure that you're focused on your root, on your sacral chakra, to keep that creative energy flowing and also to maintain that passion and that spark that you need to not only, I mean, obviously you've already started pursuing the vision, but to take it all the way through to fruition. The sacral chakra is what you want to focus on, as well as the root chakra, because maybe lack mentality can creep in, try to discourage you. So you want to focus on making sure that those two lower chakras are aligned. But I can see where as long as you focus on those things that you love, you got some background noise. Can you mute it, Tatiana?
oh, okay, just a second.
Okay, so just focus on those things that you love. As long as you maintain your passion and love for your overall vision and take the necessary rest periods when needed, this is definitely aligning you with a brand new beginning here. Work on your sacral chakra and your root chakra, and you're going to see forward movement. Let me just take one more card to close out. So yeah, this says accept responsibility here. So this is really just you versus you. It's like you taking a look at yourself. I always say do a pulse check on yourself ever so often. Really, you want to do it every day. What are my thoughts? What are my surroundings? Who am I allowing into my space? Am I overthinking? Am I worrying too much? Am I doing too much? Am I giving myself the rest that I need in between? So accepting responsibility and it's all about self-governing. I can see where things are going to definitely level up for you as you navigate towards this brand new beginning here. Okay. So that's what I have here for
Okay.
you, Tatiana. You are doing things the way that you should be doing them. Just get the necessary rest in between.
Okay. Thank you so much. I appreciate you.
All right. You're welcome. Take care.
You too. Thank you.
All right. Let's see here. I'm going to bring up Mrs. Taylor. Miss Taylor, are you there?
Yes, ma'am. How are you?
I'm good. How you doing?
I'm good. Thanks for asking.
All right. That's good.
Um,
What would you like to look into tonight?
well, I'm trying to do like reinvent myself. I have a business. It's called Keys to a Wonderful Life. It's more of helping people with dealing with their trauma and relationships and stuff like that to get them back to the best version of themselves.
Okay.
And I just been feeling like it's been kind of like a blockage, like on my finances, because I'm trying to do so much to trying to get this business established, and I'm just want to make sure that I'm doing the right thing, or am I missing something?
Okay.
Or is this what I need to be doing right now, or do I need to do another business? So I'm not sure.
All right. Let me see something here. So right now you're finding that you're not really seeing much traction or forward movement. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, because yeah, I can see that because like, it's when you start in a business, you're trying to get everything established, a building and all that other stuff. So it's like, yeah, I'm trying to do that.
Okay. Well, let's see. Let's see what you can do to shake things up a little bit and to get things moving. So let's see.
I'm just trying to make sure it's not no block on my money or something.
Well, it could be mentally though, because this is the Eight of Swords. And if you look at this card, you can see that she's mentally trapped. It's not her reality. This is her reality, but this is what is going on in the mind here. Eight of Swords is being overthinking. Do you find yourself feeling like your hands are tied to where you don't have a lot of leeway or other options as far as how you can navigate this? Do you feel like you're out of options here?
Um, no, I don't feel like that, but I do overthink sometimes. Cause I guess like how I'm like, okay, God, this is what you want me to do? Cause I don't want to get discouraged, and so cause I really want to do this. So that may be what it is.
Let's see. You have the Page of Wands. So this is two really different energies here. This person looks very free, very passionate, very excited. The Page of Wands is feeling inspired to add something new to the business. Um, I'm feeling like you need to get that spark back again. How long have you had your business now?
Probably about maybe 4 years.
Okay, so long enough to where maybe that zeal kind of died out, that light that you might have had when you first started the business. Somehow you might want to
Yeah.
backtrack and see what energy did you hold when you started the business versus where you are right now.
Mhm.
Did you find that in the beginning period, the first couple of years, things were pretty smooth sailing as far as financially, clientele?
Mm, yes and no. Yes and no.
Have you ever been able to get the business to a place where you are satisfied with the
No.
finance? Okay.
No.
So you need to add something different. Let me see, what is this Page of Wands energy? And of Swords. Have you been going through a lot over the last 4 years that's been distracted? That's like distractions here?
Yes, ma'am. I have. I
Have
have.
you eliminated those distractions?
Um, it done died down, but is it eliminated? No. I'm still dealing with it right now.
Okay.
That may be probably why the spark isn't like it should be, because it's like really my passion. But I am going through something. I've been going through it for a while, and so yeah, that may be what it is.
Yeah, so consider, a lot of times people will be like, well, one thing shouldn't have anything to do with the other, but it's
Mhm.
all intermingled. You can't separate it. Energy is energy.
Yes,
So
ma'am.
you planted the seeds, you've been trying to water them, but I'm pretty sure there's been a few times where you missed watering, because you was too, trying to focus on getting your mind together, and maybe even survival mode energy kicked in. Because when you got a lot of chaos happening around you, you're going to be in survival mode. So it's hard to be in creative mode. There is no room for creativity when you're in survival mode. You see what I'm saying? So
Mhm.
I would say you really want to consider. I think this is why it's given this energy of your hands are tied, because whatever that energy is that's still around you, you feel like you can't just release that.
Yeah.
Let me take one more. The Hermit. You're gonna need some alone time. You're gonna need some solitude to really dive deeper and like sit with yourself. Uh, it's really giving. That's what this next level up is going to require. There's potential for the business to get off the ground here, but this spark is needed. You're gonna need to have the spark back, and it's gonna need to feel. It's gonna need to be genuine from that internal spark, not something that you got to force or push.
Yeah.
So until that energy is out of the way, you may find that you still face some roadblocks here, but that's because your spiritual team, they're holding it back because they need you to handle that. Okay.
Yes,
Um,
ma'am.
I wish I could tell you, like, girl, you can make this, but it's clear in the cards here. You see what I'm saying? So
Mhm.
maybe you might consider reaching out and getting a personal reading if you feel led. And we could dive deeper to see, okay, what do you need to do in order to have the courage to eliminate that very thing that is holding you back?
Okay. I'll be contacting you very soon.
All right, then. You take good care of yourself.
Thank you.
All
You too.
right. Let's see here. So I'm going to bring up Rose. Let's see. How you doing, Rose? Well, it actually says star 33. Are you there?
Okay, yeah.
All right. How you
How you
doing?
doing, Queen?
Very good. It's good to see you.
Good. It's good to
Yeah,
see you as well.
you
I
kind of
said
look like
Rose, and then I looked
yes,
up. I said, no, that's me.
yes. Okay. Well, let's see. Where you calling from?
I'm in North Carolina right now on contract. I travel for work, but I'm
Okay.
originally from South Carolina.
I thought so. I can hear the accent. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's jump in. What would you like to look into?
I've been doing a whole lot of sweeping, connected with the Most High, and tapping in more to my spirituality. I want to
Mm,
know if I'm making the right moves towards what I want to focus on as far as like reaching people with how I went through my stages, in my spirituality. Am I doing the right things? Am I making the right moves? Am
mhm.
I tapping into the right sources? Which is, source is Most High is the main source. But as far as am I doing things right
Okay.
to get there?
Well, let's see. Thank you for the super chat. Lovely Candy. I meant to acknowledge you. I appreciate that. Well, let's see here. What do you need to know, Star? So you have give yourself some credit for how far you've come. So obviously you are doing a lot of things right. You might
Okay.
just, sometimes we can be a little bit hard on ourselves. So I don't know if you're
Yeah.
thinking, well, maybe I'm not doing enough. You are, and they're saying, stop, take a look at that, especially all the work that you've put in to get to this place where you're ready to help others. Obviously, you've done a lot, because the practitioner is always going to first heal themselves before they start
Yeah.
working with others.
I
So I
have
can see
to.
the energy, in your aura that you clearly have been doing the work. So this says,
Yeah.
don't forget to fulfill your needs while helping others. Okay. So
Okay.
they want to make sure that however you navigate, you don't deplete yourself. Make
Okay.
sure you set it up in a way where you have time for yourself, time to restore your energy, rebalance yourself before you get back out there. I think this is, hmm, So they want to make sure that whatever the foundation looks like, it gives you time to focus on yourself and then come back in. Don't overwhelm yourself with the vision. So I'm not sure what you're.
I'm working on my music. I do inspirational music. I write music and sing. And I, write it so people can tap into their mentals because, your mentals play a major role on how you maneuver in life. And
Mhm.
I've done it. I do it through my music. So
Okay. Okay.
I, sometimes be like, asking Most High, what words should I put in there? But I'm now more so just speaking it through experience now. And I wrote a lot, and I also
Okay.
give, people insight on how to just seek source, and just you got to go within. You got to go within in order to feel calm within your spirit, and your soul. I've been through a lot in my life, and with the people around me, especially, loved ones, and I just try to really reach, just trying to really get it out there, really, and feel comfortable with getting it out there. And I think I feel more comfortable now that that Most High did the clean sweep.
Mhm.
Nobody around to distract me, no distractions, but also circumstances, as far as me being rebuilt during the time of me doing this, I feel like kind of I don't say it doesn't interfere with me moving forward. I think it just make me feel like I know some up and down sometimes, but
Okay.
I do things all the time to keep my vibration high, because I
Yeah.
know once you get at a low state, it can consume you,
Hmm.
so it's like, me being rebuilt during this time of really feeling like I could dive deep into everything. It's like, man, what should I do? Just focus on what I want to dive deep into and everything will flow in. Well, everything was going to flow in easily. I feel
Naturally.
that, I
Hmm.
know that,
Yes.
so it's like, I just want to make sure I'm doing the right thing as far as keeping my distance from everybody and just like, you know,
I would say so, because with this card saying, "Don't forget to fulfill your needs while helping others." Maybe you was over giving in certain directions, and they wasn't, returning it that
yeah,
reciprocity. So yeah, now this is you giving to your vision. Do you feel like your creative energy is flowing pretty freely, or does it feel stagnant?
yeah.
And
I
it
feel
is.
like it's gone even better, you know what I mean? That I've let go of people pleasing them, and trying to help everybody with their situation. I feel like it's going better, like I'm more
Yes.
freer in the spirit, so I
Hmm.
do feel that. I do.
Yeah.
Sometimes I just get a little worried, with diving all into my spirituality and being, with source and everything, and then not and losing focus from other things, as far as me building back my stability, things like that. But
Yeah.
now it's
All of
like,
that should go hand in hand. Consider that, because I think a lot of times you can get very consumed in the spirituality, and you could lose focus on the fact that, okay, you're still a human, right? You're at spirit having a human experience, so you still
mhm,
have to navigate the human experience. But
right, that's what,
it all goes together, though. It's You can't really do one without the other, because spirituality is as within, so without, as above, so below. So you're
yeah,
still going to navigate all of those things, but and consider whatever you need financially, that's going to flow in the more that you focus on the purpose. I tell people,
yeah,
because for me, I think I did kind of veer away from like using alchemy to call in wealth. I did do that for a while because I thought, well, that just kind of sounds like the ego, me wanting
mhm,
to attract wealth and things like that. But I made sure that it was not the destination. If I
right,
would have just focused on, these messages, hey, you should be doing alchemy to get the car you want, to get the clothes you want, to get you know what I'm saying? Then I would have been
mhm,
way off course. But I made sure
right,
that I was doing alchemy to focus on me. What do I need to heal? What do I need to clear? What do I need to align with? What generational curses do I need to break? But I also said, I'm calling in my wealth. I'm opening up
right,
doors to wealth. Multiple streams of income is flowing to me now. I was doing all of that. So you don't want to neglect one for the other. You want to know that all of them work hand in hand. Because if you're stressed out about money, then it's going to take you back in a scarcity mindset. And that's going to take you
mhm,
further away from the spiritual work that you've been doing. So you got to balance it out. But yeah, you're definitely doing the right thing. Let me see. I'm going to take another card here. So this says, all the right things will come to you in the most unexpected ways.
okay,
So they're saying you don't see it now. Just stay in that mindset of infinite possibilities. Just don't expect it to come from this direction or that direction. Just expect it to come from all directions.
And that's what I've been doing. Like, I've been talking to my daughter today. I said, you have to walk in complete like faith. You can't have no fear in your body, your soul. You have to walk in the spirit completely.
Yeah.
Like you can't, and certain things, I think when they come to me with their anxiety, it's like I have to, like, listen, I done work too hard to get out of this space. I need you to tap into walking and, going with the flow of your spirit. Like, so it's like, I go to Most High and I say, did I reacted in a little rough, expressing myself, help me to, when different energies come to me for certain guidance, to not be so on them. Like, listen, I've been doing this since a jit. You know what I mean? We have to kind of take ourselves out of the circumstances and things around us. That's what I did, and I was explaining that to her. Being that she's a young adult now, to kind of take herself out of certain circumstances, but I kind of got sharp. So it's like,
you gotta let it come through however it flows. If you try to block it, because I get that a lot on my channel. Some people be like, Shavi, you okay? Like, perfectly fine. I'm over here dancing and jumping around with my children after I done dropped that message. But sometimes that's just how the spirit, the energy is going to flow through you.
So when I be passionate, I shouldn't block that. I should not.
That's that fire. Sometimes that's the light that people need. That's that very thing that's going to hit and it's going to land. Even if it doesn't feel good in that moment, they're going to remember it. You know what I'm saying? And that's the whole objective. You want to make sure that you're having an impact. And sometimes if you want to keep everything just soft and sweet, and I just, you can't belly rub all the time. You know what I'm saying?
Right. And I did that too long. I did that this is why he did it sweet, because I did it too long. Now it's just like, come on, get with it. Like,
Yeah. But consider, when your spiritual team has been showing you things, they wouldn't belly rub. If they belly rub, you wouldn't have no chaotic moments. Okay. They make sure that sometimes them towers hit and it was like, oh, you got my attention. I know what I need to do. And then other times they just kind of ease you through it. So that just lets you know that ebb and flow, stay with the energy. Don't hold back if you need to bring the passion. But yes, I can definitely see beautiful things are going to come to you in unexpected ways. So keep on nurturing and planting the seeds. Well, you've already planted the seeds, but keep nurturing the seeds that you planted.
Yeah.
You're on the right track. Okay. All right. You're very welcome. You take good care of yourself, Star.
Thank you, Queen.
Right. You're welcome. So let's see here. Thank you, Jermaine, for the super chat. I appreciate you. So let me see. I have All Seeing Mantis, and then Lovely is going to come up afterwards. Okay. So All Seeing Mantis, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. Still getting rid of this cough, but I'm doing really well.
Thank you for coming on tonight and doing this.
Oh yeah, I love doing these types of things with y'all. So I appreciate you for coming up. So what would you like to look into?
So it's always hard, like trying to figure out a question, because I feel like every time you do a reading that it hits on point, and then I'm like, I don't know what to ask when it comes time to doing a reading. But maybe like what I should focus on, perhaps.
Okay, all right. Let's see. What should you be focused on? Okay. So this says, learn how to honor and treat your body well.
Okay.
So holistic care, do you feel like you're pretty balanced in that area?
I'm focusing on that heavily now. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So your spiritual team just wants you to maintain that energy, mind, body, spirit. Then it says you're exactly where you need to be. Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Now, this is also, when I see this card, I see the Fool card. But
Yeah.
the unicorn for me also represents something unique,
Mhm.
doing something very different. So you're being called to take the leap of faith, blind faith towards something brand new,
Okay.
something brand new. So it's going to, I don't like the term anymore, take you out of your comfort zone, because I feel like that's backwards. Usually, when you're taking a leap of faith towards something you love, you're moving towards your comfort zone and away from the uncomfortable zone. You see what I'm
Right.
saying?
Yeah.
But I feel like this is given that energy of, for the lack of better words, take you out of your comfort zone. So it's something different. It's something new that
Mhm.
you're going to be embarking on. And they want you to really go with, like, let me see, being okay with expressing your energetic signature is something that you offer, that you bring in a very unique way. And they
Yeah.
want you to flow with that.
Okay.
So then you also have here, be patient, trust the wait, everything is coming together. So if you feel like things are moving kind of slow, you're getting ready to see a shift. This person, they're running into a portal here too. They're running through a portal. So it could be something is definitely opening up for you here. It's going to
Okay.
take you into, your world is going to feel very, very different. But they're preparing you for this portal because, if a portal opens, you got to be on the right frequency to enter, because otherwise
Right.
they're guarded. So I feel like that's why when we go back to the initial message, learn how
Yeah.
to honor and treat your body well, they're just
Mhm.
saying, okay, you're preparing yourself now because you're going hard right now on aligning yourself. And then it's preparing you to be light enough in your energy to take
Yeah.
that leap of faith, which is going to ultimately lead you to this brand new portal here that's going to change everything.
Yes. That's on point. I feel that.
Yeah. So it looks really good. I would just say keep doing whatever you're doing right now. You're
Okay.
preparing yourself. Okay.
Cool.
All
Yep.
right. Let me see, because yours went by kind of fast. I wish I had my book down here. I feel naked without my book. Okay. I don't have it. I'll just pull one more card for you, okay?
Okay.
Oh, there it is. Okay, give me a number from 1 to 56.
55.
Okay. So this says you have faced many challenges from those who wish to undermine your position. It's time to embrace a more authentic path and break free from societal beliefs and conditioning. You have the right to assert yourself and express your truth according to your unique perspective. Trust your wisdom and intuition to guide you on your journey. Cherish the memories of love and let your experiences of pain serve as a catalyst for your healing and growth in the future. I'm kind of picking up that you're supposed to be speaking some sort of truth here too, bringing your wisdom to the forefront. But it's going to be a very unique perspective. It might be you speaking from an angle that most people, they're not used to hearing you speak that way.
Right.
So I would just say consider that. Something is changing for you, especially for you to pick the number 55. The fifth chakra is the throat chakra.
Yeah.
So I feel like you're being prepared here to speak some sort of truth. So I would say, yeah, definitely get yourself prepared for that.
All right.
All right. I'm glad you reached out. You take good care of
Will
yourself.
do.
All right, then.
Thank you. You too.
You're welcome. So let's see. I'm going to bring Lovely to the stage here. All right. Hey, Lovely.
Oh my gosh. Hi. I love your videos.
Thank you. I appreciate your support. How you doing?
Thank you. I'm doing well.
All right. Where you calling from?
I'm calling from Dallas. No sun out here.
No sun. I miss
No
the sun.
sun.
I'm telling my babies I can't wait until the springtime. And my daughter,
Yes,
I
ma'am.
like the winter. I don't want it to go. I said, you better hush your mouth. Let me see. So what would you like to look into?
I would like to look into my spiritual ranking to see like how far I've come spiritually, because I feel like I put in a lot of work. And
Okay.
I'm curious to see, because I feel like I've been receiving a lot more messages now and more understanding and able to comprehend them quicker and just more comprehensive of the messages I feel like I've been receiving.
Yes.
So I was just curious about my ranking.
Okay, well, let's see here. I do have a specific deck for your gifts, but I go back and forth, up and down the stairs when I do my reading, so I'm sure that
Mhm.
those cards are upstairs. Thank you for the super chat, C. Jones. I appreciate you. So let's see, spiritual ranking. What energy are you in the higher realms? So you have community here, connection, structure, value. You know, I'm picking up leader. I'm picking up leader type of energy here.
Mhm.
I'm gonna get another card though. Let me see. Yeah, you know what? Because this 9 that breaks down is 39, which breaks down to the 12, which breaks down to the 3, which is the Empress in a tarot deck. Okay.
Mhm.
So we get to that. So the Empress is definitely a natural leader, a creator. So I feel like you have a high ranking in that regard because that means that you've already navigated through all 4 queens.
Mhm.
You aligned yourself with the Queen of Pentacles, Queen of Swords, Queen of Wands, and the Queen of Cups, as well as the High Priestess, which means your spiritual gifts are definitely on point. So you're doing something right. You've done a lot of work to heal yourself. So I'm also picking up with this community card that you have broken generational curses off of a lot of people in your bloodline here.
Yeah, I
Okay.
don't have any communication with any of my family, and it was so hard for me to accept it and to actually just let it be instead of continuing to try to go back and fix it.
Yes. Well, I mean, you're breaking curses off of those who have already transitioned over.
Mhm.
Not saying that it can't impact those who are here in the 3D, but a lot of times they just have to learn how to swim right now,
Right.
because they could be creating things that work against them, even though you're doing the work to break the cycle. So it's like
Mhm.
you have a large group of ancestors who are very much so receptive to the work that you are doing. So yes, you do have a high ranking. Let me see. You have the card cultivate here. So this says nurture, attentive, and mindful. So you are in your creative phase. It's going right back to the Empress energy for me. And this is the 32. So the 32 is the 5. It's the Hierophant in Tarot deck. So
Mhm.
that's someone that's well respected. What you say sticks. Your words have power. So you do have a pretty high ranking in that regard. I feel like you're being prepared to guide others. Do you feel drawn to being a
I
teacher?
do. Like a mentor. I've always wanted to be in like mentorship eventually because I feel like I've experienced so much in my life that I've been overcoming. And I've loved to try to teach that to other people because I feel like I've healed so much.
Yes. Yeah. So you're definitely on the right frequency for that calling. Okay.
Mhm.
You're honored here. So then you also have awareness. Okay. So you definitely have that spiritual warrior energy in you as well. Ground, focus, and observe. So this is the 12, which also breaks down to the number 3. So it's definitely that
Mhm.
Empress energy.
Right
Um,
back to the Empress.
Right back to the Empress. Yeah. So your awareness is sharp. Your spiritual gifts are definitely on point. Like you already mentioned in the beginning, you feel like your sensitivity is more heightened.
Mhm.
It's because you're on the right frequency to receive those messages, straight downloads. There's no static. I'm not picking up
Mhm.
any static from you. And that's natural for the Empress to be able to receive divine messages. Like she is the one that gives birth to creative ideas and um she's the healer. So yeah, you're definitely on point. You have a pretty high ranking in the spiritual realm here. And
Okay,
you're
thank
being called to
you.
bring that down into the 3D because a lot of people need what you have.
Mhm. Thank you so much. I needed that message.
All right. Well, I'm glad you reached out, lovely. You take good care of yourself.
You too. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Let's see. So now I have here Mizzy G. Let's see. Are you there, Mizzy?
I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yes. How you doing? Uh-oh. Well, I don't know what happened to Mizzy, so you're gonna have to come back up. So let me see. I feel like, did I have Rose up here already? Let me see. Rose,
Hello, you skipped me.
I skipped you. Oh my goodness. How did I do that? How you doing?
Yeah, you called my name, but then somebody else popped up.
You know what? I think maybe it was I don't know what happened. I thought Star was Rose. It said Rose.
Okay.
All right. Well, how you doing?
I waited patiently. Thank you. How are you?
I'm doing pretty well. Let me see. Thank you for the super chat, Lantha. I appreciate that. So let me see, Rose, what would you like to look into tonight?
Well, I've noticed that since my mother passed tragically in 2022,
My
that
condolences.
thank you, that I have been having quite a few attacks upon me.
Mhm.
And people have just been turning on me. The very people that I just would not think would do it have done it. I'm okay, but this last one was just out of the box. My contractor who helped me to rebuild her house, everything was going fine. We got to the last phase of the construction and he just turned on me. I mean, to the point where he's called the cops on me for asking for my keys. He's taken all the money, but refuses to finish the house. And it has just been like, what happened? And
Wow.
I have an idea because I'm spiritually in tune, but I was wondering if you could give me a little bit more in depth or something.
Well, let's see, why is this happening right now? Now, was there any warning signs that led up to this, or this was just out of nowhere? Just
So certain things started happening to him. I would notice he would call and say, I can't talk long. My phone is about to go out. Something's wrong. Everything electric he goes around would go out. Like his car went out, his truck went out. He went outside to take care of something around the air conditioner. The air conditioner went out. And me being the intuitive that I am, I finally told him something is wrong, something is on you, and you need to figure out what it is. And it seemed like after I said that to him, everything just went downhill from there.
Yeah, it sounds like your spiritual team was moving him out the dang on way. Let me see. So you have the Emperor here. Bottom of the deck is the Seven of Swords. I feel like, yeah, your spiritual team, the moon is right behind that. They had to expose this person. This person, he is not trustworthy. Okay. Did you do your homework on him? Did you get pretty good reviews, or did somebody refer?
Yes, I did. Before I even hired him, I sent him to do a job at another property, just a small job, but kind of big in a way. And he did such an excellent job. So I tested him there. There was another job that came up on their property. Wonderful. The lady that rents from me, she was like, oh, he is awesome. Everything is perfect. I had my friends to go inspect it. Everything went well. So, like I said, everything went well up until that point. I mean, he was on point. A tree fell. I live out of state, so I don't live where the property is. And everything was just perfect. He even one day a tree fell during the storm, and before I could even call him, he had taken care of it. And I was like, okay, this is my guy. And I don't know. I have a suspicion of what happened, but I'm not exactly sure.
Well, let me clarify the Seven of Swords, because he's presenting as an emperor, but this could also be for you to really be very direct. I don't know if you've been slightly passive in the past, but this is really showing for you to step up and to, assert yourself when necessary. But let me see. The Seven of Swords is clarified by the Queen of Wands. Is there anybody else that he's working with directly, or you're just dealing with him?
I was dealing with him and some of his subcontractors, but he is the main, person. And I think somebody, honestly, I think somebody is conspiring against me because I'm not there. And I will say this. I told him I think after he started changing on me, I specifically said, someone has gotten in your ear. And he said, yes, I think you're right. And he changed the subject.
Hmm? Do you
So
think it could be the Queen of Wands? Is there a woman that could be in his ear?
His wife.
Oh, okay. Well, that makes sense.
And she is not of our melanation.
Mm,
And he is.
I like that melanation. Okay. Well, you know what? But whoever this is, I don't know if they're intimidated by you, because the Queen of Wands is typically very powerful. And I mean, I feel like maybe they thought that he was being deceptive or that he wanted you. Because I mean, people are drawn to the Queen of Wands, just the energy, the vibration, the attractiveness, the way she carries herself. Very much so a leader. I think, yeah, there was some intimidation here. So this is something that you don't see. It's hidden, and he's not going to tell you directly. Let me just get one more. It's it's some foolery. It's some foolery, okay? This is the Five of Swords. So somebody was behind the scenes, kicking up dust.
Yeah, I assumed it was her.
Mm-hmm.
Everything was fine until she got involved. And why she got involved, I don't know. But I know now what I need to do.
Mm-hmm. You know why she got involved. You know why she got involved. You're looking too powerful over there, making big moves, and you got her man doing that for you. Oh, I don't know. I don't know about that. So that's what it is. It's some foolery behind the scenes.
Okay.
But it's good, because if you've been doing your spiritual work to clear out any and everything that could, hinder your advancement forward, then maybe he just had to be moved out the way too, because his response was a little bit extreme, calling the police and all of that. So
yeah, I thought that was a little crazy. So even the cops did. They were like, "Sir, this is her house. There's nothing we can do. Just because I asked for my key, you call the cops on me." So okay, well.
So that's professor. So you should feel far lighter, and I'm pretty sure you'll be able to get someone else who's better in line for the job.
Yes. Yeah. Thank you. I appreciate you so much.
No problem, Rose. Take good care.
You too. Bye-bye.
Let's see here. So thank you for the super chat. Marcy, I appreciate you. And I saw someone else here. I want to make sure I acknowledge you all. I appreciate these super chats and the support. To Krabby Lion, thank you for the super chat as well. I appreciate y'all. So let's see here. I feel like, didn't I bring Melissa up already? Let me see. Melissa?
Hey.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm doing good.
Did you come up already?
Mm-mm.
Oh, okay. All right. Let's see. Where you calling from?
Houston.
Houston. Okay, cool. Well, let's see. What would you like to look into today?
Okay, so I guess I'd like to look into like my housing situation, if I would stay in this home or if I'll have to move.
Okay, let's see. Hold on, my cards are, this one is broken. Okay, let's see.
Okay.
So will you stay in your current home? Okay, it feels like you're going to have to move, Melissa.
Okay.
Okay. There's a card behind it, so all is not lost. I see you being excited because there's going to be something better. So
good.
Yeah, try not to stay in that headspace of overthinking, because the Five of Pentacles can feel like you're out in the cold. You see the key is right here, so it's like access has been denied. But I feel like there's something better that's coming in that you'll be more excited about.
Okay.
Down the line here. So yeah, try not to get overly fixated in the loss, what feels like a loss, because it's just preparing you, moving you forward in a different direction. So you do have the number 5 coming out twice, which, have you been seeing 555?
All the time.
Yeah.
Which I never associate 555 with anything bad. I just know that a change is coming. So this year, I left my relationship, I quit working, and I solely started just doing hair. And that was my agreement with spirit though. Like when I left the relationship, we were just gonna take care of this house together. But my rent is pretty up there. So I don't know. I don't wanna get stressed out like trying to stay here if there is a better option for me and my
Yeah.
child.
Yeah, things are being rearranged for your highest good. So I would just say yes, prepare yourself, but don't get emotionally fixated on it. It's just a snapshot moment of your life.
Okay.
Um, let me see here. So that's all you wanted to know?
Should I
Well, I know, man, I ain't gonna ask you that question.
okay.
How about this? I'll give you, if you give me a number from 1 to 56.
Um I'll go 28.
28. Okay, let's see. So this says here, you no longer compromise your individuality to soothe the insecurities of others. After spending an ample time hiding your truth due to fear of judgment, you now share yourself with the world fearlessly. You've gained a wealth of wisdom through every stage of your awakening, allowing yourself to evolve and flourish like a rose without constraints. You
Mm.
fully embrace your identity and express your truth openly, giving others the freedom to accept or reject the authentic you. Um, Regardless of how others perceive your expression, you move forward boldly, seizing every opportunity that comes your way. So it really feels like you had to get people out of your energy that was trying
Mhm.
to dim your light or overshadow you.
Yep.
Yeah, but I can also see for you, you're being called to speak some truths here. You gained a lot of wisdom on your journey.
I
So
know.
you do feel called to do that?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's a little scary for me with my family being so religious. So, but yeah, I've been most definitely getting that message a lot.
Yeah, so consider this is typically when I read these messages in my personal readings, it's the future energy that we're preparing for. So this is you clearing out fear of judgment. So you may
Okay.
want to do some spiritual work behind the scenes. It's always nice to be clear about what your fears are because that gives you an advantage when you're doing your spiritual work, your burn and release. So
I've been doing a lot of burning and releasing actually. Um, and I don't think I feel like nervous about the home or anything. I got the home in a relationship, so I thought eventually, like a move probably would come.
yes, yes. So I would say even if the energy is not there now, it doesn't hurt to clear it out
Okay.
just in case
Okay. Understood.
because it's showing up here. And then, I destroy and clear all fear of the unknown, fear of change. Um,
That's what it is, the
if-
unknown.
okay, and if there's any lack mentality that's maybe creeping in terms of, well, I don't know if there's a space that'll accommodate this. It may not be
Mm,
lack mentality concerning money. You see what I'm
mhm,
saying?
mhm.
It could be lack mentality when it comes to credit or, just anything.
Right. Right.
Timing.
Okay.
Um, and also the last one is just clearing out all fear of judgment by
Okay.
others. All right. I'm glad you reached out, Melissa. You take good care of yourself.
Same to you.
All right, you're welcome. Okay, let's see here. I'm going to bring up D, and then I have Queen V, and then I have Niam. I don't know. Okay, so Queen V. Let's see. I'm going to bring up D, and then I have Queen. How you doing, Queen V?
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, you just have to like mute the. I don't know if
That.
you. Yeah,
Okay,
that's right. Yeah,
got it. How you doing?
I'm all right. How about yourself?
I'm doing good.
You look familiar. Did
Um,
you come on before?
yes, I have.
Oh, okay.
At the last time I came on, I think you were doing spiritual for children, spiritual talk for
Yes,
children.
I remember you. That's
Yeah. So I wanted to ask you about well, it has been like a year of really letting go of things for me, letting go of people and relationships and all of that. But you did a reading not too long ago, and I was like, wow, she's talking about me. It was talking about a friend who is toxic and has, envious tendencies and those things. But we were the so-called friend that I think that you may have been talking about. If the message was for me, I wanted to clear the air with. So we had set up a lunch to go out and, talk, whatever. and it didn't happen. She ended up canceling. So I was just like, wow, maybe this is like the Most High, the universe's way of intervening. And I just wanted to see if you could, clarify or elaborate on that a little bit more for me.
Okay, so let's see. The High Priestess. So your intuition, I mean, you have a very strong intuition. Your gifts are on point. You're seeing her from a different set of eyes, but also consider the High Priestess. Obviously, she takes a different path spiritually. So is that a conflict here? Is she on a
Yeah,
different
she's
path?
on a Christian, path.
Okay, so did you find that things started to become a little shaky once you begin, or is she even aware that you're on this pathway?
Oh, she knows I'm on this pathway. I've been on it for a long time. Yeah.
Okay, so it's never been an issue, it sounds like.
Not that we have discussed. It has, she has never really brought anything to my attention that concerned her about me being spiritual or what I do.
So it could be
So,
an unspoken thing. Because I mean, the thing about the High Priestess energy is usually a silent energy. You see what I'm saying? So it's like you would have to listen to your intuition to understand what's going on in her energy, less with your ears, but more with your spiritual ears and your spiritual eyes, That's why her eyes are closed. So it's like it's not what you see through your natural eyes, it's what you see through your spiritual eyes. But let me see, what is it that's being called to your attention? The Empress, Empress reversed. So I feel like she might be a little bit intimidated by your growth here. Maybe intimidated by what your potential, the potential of what you're getting ready to bring into the world. How much have you disclosed with her? Do you talk to her about everything that you're working on, or?
no, actually, the only thing that she knows that I do pretty much, I have my own business, which I opened up my business about 4 years ago. So
Mhm.
we're in the same field, doing, the same type of thing, but I grew pretty fast. And so I have other things that I'm working on as well. Writing a book, have a project going on, like a humanitarian project, but I haven't even really talked about those things with her. No.
Yeah, so I think there's a little bit of an intimidation because, like you said, you grew pretty fast. The Empress is here, about ready to give birth to something new all over again. So it's like, what else does she have up her sleeve? I feel like the energy is a little bit intimidating. So she
Mhm.
may want you to kind of dim your light just a little bit to keep her comfortable here. You have the Page of Pentacles. Yeah, she might feel like a page in your presence. So, okay, as far as her business, you say you're doing the same thing, but you kind of took leaps and bounds just but how's her business going? Is it thriving, or is it still like it's still trying to sprout and gain traction?
Well, I know she said that she had her own business and she had to close down her shop, and I think she's like working in someone else's right now. So, yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. It's
Hmm.
your light is a little bit too much, so she's wanting you to kind of tone it down a little bit because she's still feeling like she's barely getting off the ground with certain things. And I don't know, is this a switch? Is this like a table? What do you call it? Where the tables turned? Did she used to be up here, in terms of the financial aspect, and you were on a different level, or were you always kind of right here with it?
I think we were always kind of probably making about the same kind of money, but I was just doing something different. I
Okay.
didn't have my own business, whereas she had her own business for a long time now.
So the friendship felt more comfortable. Was it more balanced at that time when you were on the same level?
When I was working for someone else, yeah, it felt that way. It felt like when I branched out on my own, it got a little bit like the congratulations wasn't there and the different, like the support and stuff that I felt like I, would have gotten. The same support that I felt like I gave her when she started wasn't reciprocated. So yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, as much as I know it might be hard to say, well, she's feeling some type of way because you're thriving. I'm going to say she's feeling some type of way because you're thriving. That's really what it boils down to. And I feel like she kind of anticipates that there's more. This is not it. The Empress is always giving birth to new things. Everything she touched turns to gold. So she's not really understanding how you're making this happen. But maybe if she took some time out to listen to what the High Priestess has to say, you see what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure you can help her to navigate if she was receptive to it, but I don't feel like she is here. So let me see. The bottom of the deck, you got the Three of Swords. Which is, well, and then you got the Tower right behind that. So it's in a reverse though. So it's showing like it's not really affecting you too much emotionally. You feel okay with
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel okay emotionally with it. I just kind of maybe felt like it was going to be like a closure thing, or whatever is unsaid needs to be put on the table and then decide where to go after that. That's what I was kind of looking for, instead of carrying it into the new year still,
I
carrying
don't
that.
think you was going to get much from her. Because let me just see real quick why she didn't show up. Let me see. The Queen of Cups. I mean, it's giving an energy of surrender, Let me get one more. Why didn't she show up? The Six of Cups reversed. I just feel like she's stuck. She's having a hard time accepting that, yes, something is being outgrown here. That's really what it boils down to. Six of Cups in a reverse is like just outgrowing each other. You at one point was on the same level, but growth is happening here. I don't think she would have been able to articulate what's really on her heart, is really what I'm picking up. There's no words for, you're thriving and I'm not. How do you say that to someone without having to face yourself? You see what I'm saying? So I do feel like she cares about you with the Queen of Cups here, but I feel like she's y'all are just outgrowing the relationship, and she doesn't like that you're expanding beyond her. It's just doing something internally. I don't feel like it's directed towards you personally. It's not personal per se, because it could be anybody else, and she probably would feel the same way. She's just not liking what she's seeing in her own circumstance. So it's just kind of being projected off like, well, why is she thriving, or why is he thriving? Who knows who else is picking up on this energy from her? But yeah, I would just say, listen to your intuition. If your intuition is telling you to kind of make space, then definitely do that.
Okay. All right. Sounds good.
All
Thank
right.
you.
Well,
Anything else that might be coming up?
well, just give me a number from 1 to 56, and I'll just give you a quick message to close out here.
Okay. 17.
Okay. Let's see. So this says, patience is the key to success. Though things hang in suspense, you now have a greater appreciation for patience and sacrifice. You have so much abundance coming towards you, and many people would like to collaborate with you to gain wisdom on how they too may become better versions of themselves. You are being discussed in more places than you know, and will soon see how great of an impact you've had on others' lives. Your rebel spirit has helped others to break free from traditional beliefs and practices, while encouraging them to think outside of the box. You are a trendsetter, a leader, and an inspiration to many, and will continue to inspire many more. So you got some really beautiful things to look forward to.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
All right, you're very welcome. Okay, all right now.
I appreciate you.
Yes, you're very welcome. You take good care of yourself, Queen V.
Right, you too. Bye-bye.
All right. All right, let's see here. So we have Naim. Hello.
Hey, Sister Shavi.
How you doing?
I'm good. It's Naeem.
Naeem.
Yes, ma'am.
Butcher somebody's name real fast. All right, Naeem. Well, it's good to see you. Where you calling
Good to
from?
see you too. Texas.
Texas. Okay,
And
we
the
got a
Houston, it's a lot of Texans in the
That's
house.
what I was going to say. Yes, it is. Thank you, Chosen, for the super chat. I appreciate you. So let me see now, Naeem. What would you like to look into tonight?
Well, so 2025 has been a year of great loss for me. Like my one and only sister passed away. My only sister, my oldest sister, which
Okay.
was and my best friend, which was just absolutely heartbreaking. And I'm still dealing with that.
Mhm.
Then on top of that, I lost my job, but it prompted me to start my own business. So, and then my relationship is like going bonkers. I don't understand that either, but kind of sort of. No, let me take that back. I do understand it.
Okay.
So, but what I've noticed is that with my business in this location, I feel like Spirit is calling me to a different location. And after doing my research, it seems like it would be more profitable for me to be in that location. So I just wanted to, tap in and see if, I'm picking up on the right, not static, but I don't want to be picking up on static. I want to be sure.
Okay. So, in terms of moving to a different location, you want to know what that might look like. Is that the right way to go for your business?
Yes.
Okay. Well, let's see here. This is good. I mean, just cutting the deck, I'm looking at the Six of Wands and the Page of Wands. So that's pretty exciting. That can indicate success, but let's just see what comes through.
Okay.
All right. So right now you hang in suspense here. Okay. This is that energy of, we'll look at it from a few different angles first. Before you make a move, do you feel like right now business is stagnant where you are?
I wouldn't say it's stagnant, but it started like here and now it's dropped. And it seems like it's like on this consistent sort of like level,
Okay.
not as abundant as it was when I first started out.
Let's see. Yeah, because the Knight of Pentacles is just that. That's a slow, steady progression forward, but it can be slow. So I feel that if you move, you might find that initially it's kind of slow picking up. Okay.
Mhm.
I don't know if it's is this where people come to your establishment? They have to kind of
Well, no, I'm actually, my business is a courier. So I'm a medical courier.
okay.
So I work from my home. That's my home. My home office is my base. So I do the traveling I'm going to.
Okay. Well, oof. I would say you got to work through some things here. It may not, I don't feel like it's it's not necessarily location. It's what's happening in your current environment. But also consider it could be a lot of competitive energy in the area that you might be considering moving towards. Did you ever tap in to see if, what does that look like for your business in the new location that you?
Yes. It seems like a lot of the potential contracts, are more heavy in that area than where I'm at. I'm more like in a country rural
Oh, I
place
see.
as
Okay.
opposed to, mhm,
So you're saying it's more opportunity for work there.
right. Yeah.
So I do feel like there is like some competitive energy for those contracts though too. You
Mhm.
know, um, but there's something else going on right here. This is like a lot of chaos, conflict, but also pain, betrayal. I don't know that it's that deep for you right now, but it does feel like this is it's an interference. Let me see something here. Okay, well, there's the sun.
Yay.
Okay, we need some sunlight here.
You need
I'm
some
like,
sunshine up in this piece.
I feel like you want to take a look at the reason why you want to leave, but also consider what could be causing some stagnation spiritually. I know you mentioned that you got a few things going on, you know, some rifts in the relationship. I'm picking up that there is potential for growth in the new area, but if this type of energy goes with you to the new area, it could be the perfect distraction.
Well, I'm thinking about leaving that energy here.
Oh, so that's why you was considering you was going to go solo.
Yes.
So I think that's why you might kind of go back and forth within yourself. This could be internal conflict. Like, I don't know.
Facts. Yep. I'll show you.
But if you do it, let me just take one more card. Let me see. If you do it, you got the Four of Swords.
Oh, wow.
The healing process that you're going to have to go through. Is this a long-term connection that you're in right now?
Mm-hmm.
It's been a minute.
Yeah.
Okay. If I had to advise you, I would say sever the ties before you leave.
Yes, that's what I'm planning to do. Thus the move.
Okay, and then allow yourself to go through that phase of the necessary healing, resting, you know, recuperating, because, you know, there's going to be some emotions attached to this. And then I feel there's going to be a shift that takes place. You're going to see things with, you know, slowly progress, slowly building up again, building those relationships to get the contracts and things like that. But it's not going to be a fast overnight, like I made the move and now everything is just flowing freely. I feel like energetically, there's some things that's going to have to shift within you to be on the wealth frequency. And it will happen with the sun. It's going to take a little bit of time to navigate through the changes.
Mm. Okay.
Yeah. So I would don't take it off the list of things to do, but it's just a process here. Let me see. If you give me a number from 1 to 56, let's just see what else is coming through for you.
6.
Okay. So this says you may currently feel compelled to distance yourself from a person or situation that has been restrictive, controlling, or toxic. This is your opportunity to pursue your happiness and regain control of your life. It's a transformative period that signals the end of certain chapters and the beginning of new ones. Be courageous and take the initiative to move towards your vision while remaining steadfast against any opposition. After all, you sacrificed and waited. Clarity is now emerging regarding your path forward and your purpose. Justice is on your side, balancing the scales and ensuring that you have everything you need to embark on this new chapter.
All right.
That was very plain, right?
Yes. Very plain.
So I'm glad you reached out, Naeem. Naeem, right? Am I right?
You're right.
Okay. Yes, it's a very beautiful name. I'm glad you reached out, Naeem, and I'm sending positive energy on the next phase of your journey.
Okay. Thank you, Sister Shavi.
You're welcome. Take care.
You too.
All right, y'all. Let's see here. We got Lisa. So I'm going to bring Lisa up to the stage. And after Lisa, let me see how many of y'all are in here. Yeah, I'm going to take the last few people. Fee is going to be my last person. Let me mention the names here. I got Lisa, Mrs. G, C. Jones, AK, Earth, Angel, Goddess, and Fee. So after them, oh, somebody else popped up. Like, hold on, let me jump in on this. Who is that? Love. You'll be the last one, Love. Okay. So let's jump in here. So Lisa, how you doing, Lisa?
Hi.
All right. Where you calling from?
Buffalo, New York.
Oh, okay. New York in the house. All right. Well, I'm glad you called in. So what would you like to look into tonight?
I want to look into if I'm on my right spiritual path.
Okay. Let's see here. All right. Are you on the right spiritual path? So when you say the right spiritual path, are you saying that there's certain practices or like go ahead.
Just am I doing the right thing?
Oh, I understand. Okay. Let's see.
And as far as my business as well. It's like I have a holistic shop.
Okay, so this says here root chakra. So you want to focus on your root chakra right now. Let me see
Okay.
what they want you to know about the root chakra. Adventures. So it could be maybe some fears of getting out there or doing something new, exploring new things. They might want you to really focus on healing that root chakra so that you don't limit yourself. Because sometimes it could be a restrictive energy, you know, when the root chakra is not balanced here or aligned. Let me see. Then you also have change. So they want you to go with the flow of changes here.
Okay.
Let me clarify change, because there's a cage here. Looks like a cage behind this horse. There's some necessary changes that's going to happen in order to free you. But I'm wondering if you might deal with a little bit of lack mentality that could be like some sort of opposing force that can keep you on this cycle, because this looks like a merry-go-round too. It's like the circle, you know, of this repeat patterns here. So if there's some form of resistance, they want you to do the spiritual work to clear out any resistance to change or fear of change, you know.
Yeah.
Let's see. It says push through any insecurities.
Okay.
So I destroy and clear all insecurities, known and unknown. Put that on paper and burn it.
Okay.
Because that's dealing with the sacral chakra. So of course, you know, if the root chakra is compromised, then the other chakras could likely be, you know, especially being that the sacral is right above the root. So
Okay.
the insecurities, and then we also have blossom here. So yes, you are growing. Okay, you're definitely growing here. It's just subtle things that they want you to work on as you continue to navigate your path here. So let me see. I'll pull a couple of cards concerning business here. So you just started a business?
Well, I started it maybe a few months back, you know, making jewelry, making candles, oils, hair oils, growth oil, stuff like that.
Okay.
But I really haven't had any type of clientele. And I think it's because of insecurities.
Okay. Do you feel like you need to be more in the spotlight, like stepping out of your comfort zone type of thing?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see that with the adventures card here. You have the card of lead. So this is the emperor. So
Okay.
right now, I feel like they're saying they want you to be more in the practical, logical, business-minded type of energy. You know, of course, they want you to maintain that spiritual. You got to have the balance of the two, but they want you to balance out your masculine energy. Don't be so passive in the field. They want you to search yourself, put yourself out there, you know, make a plan and move on that plan. That's the energy of the emperor. You see, he's holding, you know, the documents, probably the blueprint, and ready to take action towards that. So let me get something for that real quick. Dreams coming true. Yeah. So I can see things really moving for you. You're going to be happy once you step into this emperor energy.
Okay.
Do you have a fear of you know what, another thing I just heard is that you might not, you're undervaluing what you bring to the table. Are you
That is
afraid?
true. That is
Okay.
true.
Okay. So
That
are you like asking for far less than what you would likely?
exactly. I know what I can do. I know what I'm worth, but I tend to undervalue my worth.
Okay. So that's the solar plexus.
Okay.
So we're looking at the root, the sacral, and the solar plexus, all three lower chakras.
Okay.
Maybe I would say get a candle for each one: red, orange, yellow. And write on the glass of the candles with a permanent marker affirmations that will help you to align those chakras. So for instance, with the root chakra, the red candle, I create multiple streams of income. I have everything that I need. My wealth is overflowing. I am stable. I'm secure.
Okay.
And then in terms of the sacral, you want to write things like my creativity is at an all-time high. You know what I'm saying? I feel inspired to get up and do what I love every day. That solar plexus, the yellow candle, you may write things like, I am confident. I know my value. Others see my value. They see the value in what I bring. You see what I'm saying? So
Okay.
what you're doing is you're transmuting, alchemizing the energy. What you're doing is you're paying attention to your own fears and your own internal blockages, and you're creating the opposite of that, but within yourself first. And once you do that, you got the triumphant card at the bottom of the deck. This is the Chariot.
Mhm.
You're going to take off. You're going to be very sure of yourself, very confident in the direction that you're headed in, and nothing can stop you at that point.
Okay.
All right. Well, I'm glad you reached out, Lisa.
I'm glad to. And I thank you.
You're very welcome. You take good care of yourself.
You as well.
All right. Let's see here. So I have C. Jones. Hold on. Oh, how you doing, C? C.
I'm
Jones?
fine. How are you, Shavi? It is such an elation to be able to just converse with you for a quick moment. I've been following you for quite some time, and I totally can relate to your hotel journey. And I am just kind of wanting to move in tonight about, I feel like my financial aspect has been blocked. You know, it kind of feels like I used to tell my husband, black magic, or someone is doing just, you know, bad things against me because, you know, we came out of that bug thing. We didn't take any of the jabs and things like that. And shortly after that, where we were actually trying to buy, they went north on us. It seemed like after that, everything just turned sour, just from using all the 401k to just, and all of the finances just seem to be blocked. So I'm just kind of wondering what could be blocking the financial part. We've been investing, we got some couple investments going, but it's just always something that get in the way right around the time you think, hey, I'm moving out of this, I'm moving into this space, and boom, something happened. Just went through a transition after being at work, never hadn't been in the office since 2020. Boom, new contractor, go in the office, and it's just a lot going on. So it's the blockage, the finances, getting into my home. I've had, how you've had to lost, you had to lost. So now I'm just wondering, what's going on. It's just a lot. Even with my family, go through. Some people say I talk too much, I do too much. I'm a communicator by nature. I do have a business that I started some years ago, but I've never been able to just really get it off the ground. And I'm still working my 9 to 5.
Okay. Well, we're starting off with the Page of Cups in the reverse. I'm going to take a couple of cards to see what's going on here.
Okay, sounds good.
The Hermit reversed. 7 of Cups is also reversed. Okay. And the 9 of Swords. Did you have to reject somebody here? Somebody feels like they've been left out in the cold here by you. Did you reject someone?
I've closed my circle. Yes, I've minimized my circle down to just a very few people. Yes.
I'm feeling like whoever this energy is, they didn't really want to see you evolve. Because if you see this card, if it was in the upright, it's like this person, they're rising above this individual right here. But in a reverse, it's like somebody wanted to see you fall here. And I feel like it's directly connected to someone that feels left out in the cold with the Hermit, and they're not coping well with that energy. They're not accepting the fact that the cycle is closed out, because you have the number 9 here twice with the 9 of Swords, and then the Hermit is also the number 9. Whoever this person is, they're stressed, and they want you to feel whatever stress they're dealing with. Okay, so they could be sending negative energy your way in hopes that you'll overthink or that you're taking losses here. Let me see. The Chariot, I got a card behind that. The Tower. They saw you taking off and moving into a really positive. It's almost like the moment that you walked away from them, is in their mind, it didn't seem to phase you. You just took the steering wheel of your life and just kept going.
Yeah.
So in their mind, they was hoping, okay, I hope they run into a tower then. I hope everything crashes and burns. That's the type of energy that they was projecting towards you. So the number 7, yes, here twice too. So yeah, the 7 of Cups in a reverse, and then the Chariot is the number 7. Have you been doing any spiritual work to protect your energy and to?
Oh yes, I've been, like I said, I've been following you for a minute. I've been doing my candles. I've been doing my declare and decree. Just today, I went to the water and made some offerings to the ancestors. I've been doing the work. Yes,
Okay.
I
So
feel like I
then,
could do more, but yes.
okay. Let me see what's causing this to even penetrate into your energy. Because I always tell people, folks can do what they want to do, right? You can't stop people from sending an evil eye and trying to do rituals against you. But if it penetrates into your experience, then that means that it's finding its way towards something that's on the same frequency. Something is finding something in your climate that it can attach itself to. So let me just see what is that thing that you need to clear out. Let me see. The Queen of Cups. Have you been over nurturing to others? Are you giving?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Is it to the point where it's draining for you though?
Oh, yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Okay. So even though this is your nature, it's a beautiful energy, right? Like the Queen of Cups is a very beautiful person, but to the wrong person, it's like, oh, let me see what I can get away with over here. It's like the fox behind the scenes, like, ooh, I could take advantage of that one. It's time to start really, asserting yourself more and pouring more into yourself. Like if you find that someone is not receiving your cup and they're just taking, and they're not pouring back into you, or not even respecting when you just want to say no and just solely pour into yourself. But sometimes people don't have a lot that they can give to you directly to kind of balance the scales. But when they value the time that you need for yourself to replenish your energy, then you know that that is their way of giving. Like, don't just keep taking just because you know that she's kind enough to give. So I feel like that's what they're latching on to. And I mean, it's sad that you have to say, like, don't be so nice, don't be over giving or too nice, but that's what it is. See, this is the 7 of Wands.
Yeah.
The 7 of Wands is the energy of protecting your space, protecting your energy, standing your ground when necessary, speaking up for yourself, and just creating that necessary bubble. You see how she's in a bubble here?
Yes, yes.
So it's like access is denied for this period of time because I'm solely focused on building over here. So right now, you and your husband, y'all are focused on rebuilding, getting your wealth back up.
Yes.
Everybody else gonna have to take a back seat for a while.
Yes, ma'am.
You are currently, you just want to say you're strictly in a period of cultivation and it requires your undivided attention and focus. No one else can get anything from you until you see the fruits that you want to see.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's not going to be easy for you as a Queen of Cups, but you're going to feel so relieved knowing that you don't have to wear so many hats and try to, nurture so many people.
Oh my goodness, you are spot on. Spot on. Yeah.
Yes, but you've definitely got this. Let me just give you a message from my book here. If you give me a number from 1 to 56.
24.
Okay, let's see. So this says, you have overcome numerous challenges related to love, gaining clarity on what you won't accept into your life anymore. Karmic justice is working in your favor, preparing you for healthy relationships. Embrace the changes occurring in your life right now. There is someone who feels deeply passionate about you and is eager to express their true feelings. It's essential to release any insecurities and fears as you are deserving of this ambitious and passionate partner get ready to enjoy a beautifully guided soulmate connection. So this could just be new people that appreciate you, because I mean, you're married, okay? So
Yes.
right, so just new people that's coming into your life that appreciate you. So you're going to have more healthy and balanced relationships that come into your life.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Shavi.
You're very welcome. I'm glad you reached out, Mr. Jones. You take good care of yourself.
I will, and you too.
All right. Thanks.
Blessings. Okay, bye-bye.
All right, let's see here. So I think I passed up Missy. Did I already bring Missy G to the stage? I feel like I passed her up. Mizzy?
I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yes. Did I already bring you up here?
No, I accidentally went out earlier when I had came on.
Oh, okay. How you doing?
I'm okay. How are you?
I'm good. Let me see. I'm just trying to make sure.
It's good to finally get a chance to meet you or talk to you. I've been following you for some time now. I kind of, can you hear me okay?
I can.
Okay. I got questions, but I'm not really sure what I want to ask. But what I really, one thing is, there's like, I really want to know who, and I'm still trying to find myself, one. You know what I'm saying? And then the things that's coming to me, telling me that I'm this person, I'm finding a hard time believing that I have that much value to the world.
And this is when you, let me see, when you say you're getting these messages about who you are, is this is coming from within, or your spiritual team is kind of?
Well, I feel like I'm being guided a lot through numbers. Like today, I've been seeing, all kind of synchronicities for a majority of the day. And that's how I kind of like, been maneuvering for a while now. And watching you've been, helping me along my journey. I appreciate you as well, too.
Yes. Well, I appreciate that. Well, let me see what is causing you to not be receptive to that, because why would you question whether or not, I mean, I'm not sure what messages you're getting in terms of who you are, but what's causing you to question that, or to feel like you're not worthy of, what are you getting as far as messages in terms of who you are? Can you kind of give me some clarity on that?
Well, not 100%, to be honest. Like, okay, like for example, when I was younger, I had an experience in church, and a preacher came and prophesied and said who I was. You know what I'm saying? And I kind of, I knew it was meant for me, but I always kind of like not really fed too much into it. So much. I mean, I did, but I didn't. I don't know how to really explain it. I'm a little nervous too. I apologize. So I don't really know. I mean, I'm supposed to, it was like a healer, and then I would see things like, now I know my dreams can be intense. So, I know it has something to do with, visions. I do believe, you know what I'm saying? Because I have I've had, but since I've been on this journey, honestly, I've been having a hard time recalling my dreams at the same time. But before I started this journey, I remember having a dream letting me know, I didn't understand the dream then, but I understand now that, I was on a bridge, jumping off a bridge. And, it was with some housewives, Evelyn, whatever. I don't want to, mess nothing up for you. But those housewives, and I was jumping off the bridge, and I was looking for my second oldest son on a bike. You know what I'm saying? So now I see, okay, that was me taking a leap that I'm taking with you today. You know what I'm saying? So you may have been Evelyn. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of how I'm, no, not saying it like that. No. But, you were the one who I was supposed to go like on this journey on, who's supposed to help me on my journey.
Okay. So yeah, I mean, jumping out of that energy though, if that's the type of, would you say that you were surrounding yourself with energy that was a little toxic or not the healthiest? Because the bridge is like, it's a pathway. So you was on a path. Would you say at that time when you had that dream, there were certain people around you that you needed to jump ship? Like,
Yes, I was in a relationship that I needed to get away from at that point in time. But, it was a lot. I was surrounded by a lot too at the same time.
Okay. So yeah, it sets you on a different pathway, because when you jumped the bridge, you said you went into water.
No, I was just jumping like off a highway bridge. Yeah, I was just jumping off a highway bridge, and I never understood, well, why would I be jumping. But that day, I was baffled the whole day behind that dream, and I knew it meant something, but I wasn't sure what it meant. I've also had a dream before about being at the White House, and it was raining dead fish, and oh yeah, I've had some pretty intense dreams.
Okay, so jumping the bridge automatically, that's death, right?
Okay.
So it clearly, to me, it's like leave it all behind. It's time for a new transformation. No
Okay.
part of that old energy can go with you, is really what it's giving. Because that's final. You see what I'm saying? It ain't no
Okay.
I broke a pinky toe. That's on another level. I thought you was jumping into water. So it's definitely indicating that you needed to close out some chapters and leave it there.
Okay.
But let me just
Okay.
see.
Okay.
Because we're trying to see why are you a little bit resistant here. So this says following your heart will lead you to the right things. I feel like the resistance is coming. Something is going on with your heart chakra, because your heart, if your heart chakra is open, it can definitely lead you to the right things. But if there's a blockage, it can lead you in the opposite direction. So what's going on with your heart chakra? Have you had any things that's causing emotional, like, do you feel balanced emotionally, or are you hurt from something right now?
I mean, like I said, it's a lot that I'm surrounded by right now. I don't necessarily want to get into detail, too much of my personal business on live.
That's
But
right.
you know what I'm saying? Like my journey, I'm just put it like this. My journey, you took your journey with your kids, my kids had to be removed out of my life for me to take my journey.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? It wasn't the easiest way that it was done. It was actually a betrayal.
Okay. So it feels like that could be doing some things to the heart chakra right now. You still need
Yeah, and I thought that I had worked on it and did some burning and releases and got over it, but I see it's still some things that I need to work on pertaining to it.
Yeah, so consider a lot of times people tend to solely focus on burning and releasing, but they don't do enough to create. Like, you want to fill the void. Once you create the space, what do you want to fill it with? So if you've already cleared out things that was blocking your heart chakra, past pains, traumas, emotional events that don't feel the best, then you want to now focus on what do you want your heart to feel instead. You want to be able to love freely. You want to be able to feel love. You want to be able to do the things that you love. We're talking about specifically the heart chakra. So we're talking about the love frequency. So you may get you a green candle and write affirmations that align with a balanced heart chakra, because we're talking about your heart leading you to the right things. And your initial question was, well, how come I don't really feel like this is my calling, or, I'm on the right path or whatnot? Maybe you didn't say that verbatim, but you was questioning it. And it's
Yeah.
because there's still some blockages to the heart chakra. So I would say put more emphasis on not only clearing the blockages, but also filling that space with what you would like to feel instead.
Okay.
Let me see what else is coming through. So you have, don't worry about what could go wrong. If something does go wrong, you'll be able to make the best out of it. I feel like you've experienced a lot of changes. Do you find that when things seem to be going okay, then suddenly here comes some more upheaval? Has that been a pattern? Has that been a pattern in your life?
Yes, especially since I've been on this journey. Like I just had a conversation with one of my kids before, when you was going through what you was going through on the live. So, or starting the live rather, and so yeah, it's a lot that, I'm trying to see my way through. And then at the same time, I'm still trying to see what, I want to know what my purpose. I know I'm here for a purpose, but I'm not sure what my purpose is to the world.
Yeah, we'd have to get into a deeper message, because a lot of times if you don't have any clue about what your purpose is, it's because you're not quite ready to receive the assignment.
Okay.
Still in the process of preparation. So it's almost like in the 3D, if you was going to school, taking prerequisites, let's just say you was going to become, I hate to use this, but a doctor, right? and you're taking prereqs, you don't know what type of doctor or what your position is going to look like exactly until you've been fully prepared for the position. And then you walk into the office, you get the interview, and then it's like, okay, we want you over here because based on your background, you'll be better suited for this position specifically. So it's like a process leading up to, it's preparation leading to the assignment.
Okay.
So you're just being prepared. So right now, your purpose deals with just healing yourself, being the practitioner to yourself. So it's some worry here. You tend to worry or overthink situations. So you also want to clear that out. I destroy and clear all overthinking, worry of, what could go wrong, fear of the unknown, because that could also be an issue as well. But let me see, I'll take one more. So this says here, spend less time worrying about your appearance. You're enough. So this card is not always aesthetically like we're overly concerned about how you look, but sometimes it could be how others perceive you.
Okay.
So you might be overly critical of yourself, overly judgmental of yourself. For me, that's like the solar plexus chakra. So you want to destroy and clear any energy that's causing you to be overly critical, overly judgmental, fear of how others are going to judge you, and get you a yellow candle and write on that candle, I am worthy, I am valuable. People see my value. I see my own value. I accept myself for who I am. Others accept me for who I am, things like that.
Okay.
So yeah, you have some work to do for sure. But I feel like it's not that you haven't been doing the right things on your path. Sometimes you just need a little bit of clarity as far as like where you stuck or what do you need to put more emphasis on. So I feel like if you want to, I have the 15-minute sessions, the 25-minute, 40-minute, and 1 hour. So you might just need a little bit more guidance here. Okay.
Okay.
All right then, Mr. G. Thank you for coming up.
Thank you so much for helping me on my journey. You have a blessed one.
You too. Let's see here. So I have 2 more people here. I know it's more people that's trying to come up, but I only have 2 more people, and that's Fee and Love. But I appreciate the rest of you who wanted to come on. I will be doing this again. Okay. So let me see. Fee.
Hello.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. Thanks for asking. Let me see here. What would you like to look into?
Well, I resonate with your story. I've been in the medical field for almost 30 years.
Uh-huh.
And, the feeling of knowing that you were called to do more than what you're doing in this conventional medicine. You understand? So I have a calling. I know I'm a healer. But you did a reading, and it was about that ancient ancestor, and you did a part 2.
Mm-hmm.
And it hit home for me, but I just kind of wanted to make sure if I'm on the right path or what I'm doing, because I have all these different, I'm very ambitious, but procrastination tends to be, that's my enemy. You understand?
Okay.
And I guess I could say I had a little fear also, like being seen and being known. That's not what I want, you know what I mean? My goal is to do what I was called to do, my mission, what my mission and my purpose is. So I just want to know what my spirit guides and my spirit team is trying to get through to me, but sometimes we're not always open enough to hear,
Okay.
And so I just need some divine guidance and whatnot.
Okay, yes. Also consider the procrastination is connected to your sacral chakra.
Mm-hmm.
So either it's overactive or underactive, but something is causing you to lose that fire. So you're needing to evaluate, are you overdoing something, or is it the opposite? Are you not doing something enough of something, as far as like maybe exploring your creativity enough or doing things that enhances your passion or your excitement enough. But let's just see. So yeah, be willing to let go of everything you once thought to be true.
Ha.
You might still be holding on to certain things that you've been taught or conditioned to believe. Are you at a crossroads, or you feel like you're pretty much on that particular path spiritually?
I'm pretty much on that particular path spiritually. I am. there might be a little, I mean, for that card to come out, I guess there's a little hesitation somewhere. It has to be. You know what I mean? I don't know what that is though. I couldn't, I do, I'm sure I can do more, you know. But I'm so busy with this life, you know, working, paying bills, doing, you know, the day-to-day thing. I'm sure maybe I need to be more active in my spiritual walk per se.
Mhm. Yeah, I mean, you're doing a lot of work as it is. It says give yourself some credit for how far you've come. So your spiritual team, they're definitely acknowledging, yes, you know, take some time out to, you know, take a look back and see how far you come on your journey. You see what I'm saying? Because
Yes.
sometimes in life, you know, especially as a chosen seed, you go through so much and you overcome so much to the point where it's like, well, it's just normal to me to be able to get to the top of the ladder and then fall down and get back up there again, you know, but you don't
Hmm.
take the time out to celebrate that victory that you was able to overcome, you know. So I
You're
feel like
right.
your spiritual team, they're saying like, yes, we're proud of you. You have been putting forth the effort. There's certain things though that you're still holding on to, and once you let that go, I feel like you'll be able to really see how far you've come. Yeah, this says do not give up because something did not work out right away. So they want you to leave that spirit of procrastination. Would you say it also causes self-sabotage, or do you feel like it just slows you down?
Um, in the past, it caused self-sabotage, but right now it's just slow. I'm slowed up. You know what I mean? Um, I'm out of that mode of self-sabotage. And it's just like I'm a herbalist, you
Okay.
know. My goal, you know, pretty soon you know, I'm in school and I practitioner, you know, because there's more than one way, you know.
Mhm.
You not only heal with herbs, I have other things. You know, I do Reiki also, you know what I mean? But I'm not active in doing Reiki. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm saying. It's just so much. And so I guess what my question truly is what do I start with right now? Like I don't want to, I'm a little too young, you know, they say once a woman, twice a child, meaning I'm a little too old to make you know, to be stumbling and making mistakes, you know. I'm a little bit more mature to be continued. No repeats. I don't want to be in a loop. You understand what I'm saying?
Okay. Well, let's see. What do you need to do? What's the next step? All right, just focus. This says success and growth.
Okay.
You know, focus on nurturing the seeds, you know, stay because you see how this person looks like they have a specific goal in mind and they're focused on that particular pathway.
Right.
This is where you're headed. It's just a matter of holding the vision. And it's the number 8, so it does deal with abundance. It's just a matter of holding the vision.
Mm-hmm.
Um, let me see. Be humble is also
Mm-hmm.
coming through. Okay. Let's see. Push through any insecurities.
That part.
Do you sometimes question whether or not you'll be able to meet a certain level of success based on the visions that you have right now, based on what you're focused on right now? Do you compare yourself to others who have already made it there, or do you feel like you're lacking something?
Well, I would say yes. I felt that a lot in the past because there's a lot of things that's on social media and all that that like maybe almost 20 years ago I had that in my hand, but it was just for me and my family. You know what I mean? A
Okay.
lot of things. I would be a millionaire right now if I would have the knowledge or heard the call to you could do this, you could do that. But I wasn't, my mindset wasn't there. You understand what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So now I see all these people doing the very same thing that I'm like, I make those products too. I do this too. But now it makes me question if I even should go that route because it's so many people out there. But then I told myself, child, please, it's eight something billion people on earth. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, there's room
So
for everybody. Yeah.
yeah, I'm trying not to compare myself, but I do not, and I will not try to get in a area of anything spiritual that I'm not supposed to. You understand what I'm saying? I do not like, even with tarot, I even, started putting my hand in that. But in other words, I don't want to be running around here with my head cut off like a chicken just because I am able to do more than one thing. You understand? So yes, I've looked at myself and said, well, you should have been doing that, and you should have been doing, you could have had that. You know what I'm saying? So I guess, I second guess myself, and sometimes I am in my head a little bit too much.
So I think that's why we got the card of do not give up. Do not give up because something did not work out right away.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, yeah, you had the vision. It doesn't mean that it's gone. Okay, someone else made a chair.
Right.
But you got a different style of chair. You see what I'm saying? It's not your
Yeah.
chair.
Right.
So you want to just consider, like, you don't have to throw away those visions just because you see others doing the same thing. It just shows that you have an innovative, very creative mind, and the visions that you have are needed.
Correct.
If someone else is thriving doing it, then that means that that vision that you have is needed. So you want to definitely pursue it. And that's why this is saying to remain focused on success and growth. Clear out any insecurities. I destroy and clear all insecurities, known and unknown, all procrastination and fear of losing time. I don't know if that's something that
You
I
hit
would
the
say,
nail on the head.
yeah, I would
That's
say
it.
still put it on paper and burn it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And then let me see, I'll take one more here. Well, they gave me two. So I have the strength card, and then I have suffering and silence. Strength and suffering and silence. Yeah, you got a lot that you're supposed to be saying. You're not supposed to be suppressing your truth or the wisdom that you have. You may even find that, I don't know, if you try to bring certain things to the people that's in your immediate space, they may not be as receptive. But the wisdom that you have, there are others out there that's waiting for you to bring it forward. So I don't know if you feel like it's out of reach, but it's not. You are supposed to be speaking some truths here. And you mentioned earlier that you have a lot of gifts, but you don't know if you should be using all of them. Just because I can do it doesn't mean I should. Why not? You know what I'm saying? Why limit yourself? If you can do it, why not?
Correct. That's the
Especially
first
if
time I heard that way.
well, I tried, for me, I tried to show it on my channel. I'll dabble in this and I'll dabble in that. And even if I don't necessarily fully pursue it and say, okay, this is a regular thing, because I got a lot of stuff going on over here, as you know, with all these babies running around. But I just say, hey, I got a gift. I can rap a little bit. Let me make a little rap song for the chosen.
Right.
Or you know
Right.
what? I can do a little skit here and there. Or I like to make this or make that. And it's like, okay, why not?
Right. Right.
You want to give yourself permission to express all of your gifts, because if you wouldn't have the gift if it wasn't meant for it to be shared at some point in the journey, even if it wasn't like the end all be all vision. So this is going to enhance your confidence the more that you really dive into these different gifts. So give yourself permission to explore. Okay.
I will.
Well, I'm glad you reached out then, Fee.
Yes.
All right, then you take good care of yourself.
You too.
All right.
Thank you so much.
All right. Good night. Let's see here. So I have Love is the last person here up tonight. How you doing, Love?
I'm good, Shavi. How are you?
I'm great. Thanks for asking. So let's see. What would you like to look into?
Well, the last reading that I had with you, we sort of discussed that I needed to release some lack mentality and scarcity mindset. And I guess I kind of wanted to follow up on that and see where I'm at according to the cards, like what the cards are saying, like if there's more, if I've released a bunch.
Okay, let's see. So where do you stand there? So of course that deals with your root chakra. So we're just going to look at the root chakra right now. It's like we're doing a X-ray. Let's see what's going on with the root. Damn, they showed us the solar plexus.
Interesting. You said that last time too.
Oh, really? Okay. So I'm going to pull a couple more cards here. So then you have success and growth. I do feel like there's some shifts that's happening here because we're talking about getting rid of lack mentality. If you're focused on success and growth, then lack mentality is nowhere in the picture here. Let's see. Then you have knowledge. Okay. It looks like you're becoming more confident in your knowledge. I think that's what's happening too. If you had scarcity mindset in the past, now you feel more equipped, like you feel like you have more access to resources and things like that. Is that the case? Are you looking into different ways to navigate?
Yeah, I actually have been starting to do more on my channel and speak my truth more, really trying to break through and bust through, the feeling of I don't feel right. Or I guess what I'm trying to say is that I've felt that, am I saying too much? Is this too much information that I'm putting out there? Does that make sense how I'm saying that, I guess?
So what would that mean for you? If you said too much, what could potentially be the outcome, like the negative?
Well, I feel like I always hear a lot of, people from the spiritual community saying you don't want to overshare too much. But at the same time, I feel like what I've been through on my journey, I spoke to you about this last time too. I've had a very similar journey like yours, where I was on the couch with my brother and sister-in-law's house this past year, and then had a hard falling out with them. And, I just was, I don't know, I guess I'm feeling maybe a little insecure about am I putting too much out there where it's putting me at risk for spiritual warfare, spiritual attack in that sense?
Let's see. But I personally, I would say no. Because in that moment, do you have a spiritual channel or what?
Well, yeah, I'm kind of still in the process of kind of trying to figure out what it is. Basically, I guess you would say I'm trying to put it out as a coaching type of channel at the moment, based off of growing up in a extreme narcissistic, karmic, dysfunctionally toxic family, been through gang stalking, potential human trafficking, and all that kind of, that business, been through mold and mycotoxin exposure, having to learn how to heal at that level. And so it's I have a lot of experience in healing within all, many levels. So I have felt like I've been guided by my spirit team to start putting my my testimonial, my story out there now, but I'm still working through my authenticity. Obviously, you can tell I'm really nervous right now. There's just I didn't feel quite ready to start the channel, but I was guided to do it. And so I kind of feel like I'm just doing it, but it's should I be doing this now?
Yeah. So this is an interesting card. It says do nothing. I mean, she's sitting in a position of surrender here, but I want to clarify this card and see, because I'm wondering if the way that you're bringing the messages forward, is it, because if it causes you to doubt yourself or to overthink, then maybe you're needing to shift how you're expressing yourself. Because you don't want to walk away from it feeling guilty or heavier for speaking about it. You're supposed to be walking away feeling liberated and confident that it could potentially change somebody's life or help somebody. So I don't know if it's coming through in a way of, does it come through as victim mentality, or does it come through as, I'm here to uplift and motivate, but here's my testimony in terms of how I overcame. You see what I'm saying? You want to evaluate, how do you feel after you bring these messages forward?
I hear you. Yeah. So, I feel like how I feel afterwards is, this was meant to uplift and motivate people to know that, if I can do this, anybody can do this and get through it. And there is hope and there's light at the end of the tunnel. I did definitely have to release a lot of victimhood mentality. So it's interesting that you do bring that up, because I'm wondering, I feel like I've released that. However, I'm curious now, maybe do I still have a little of that? And I'm hoping that that's not coming through. But yeah, now I'd be curious to know if that's showing up in the cards.
Well, you have the other card that says forgive. So you have do nothing and then forgive. I'm wondering if you need some space to just take a step back for a minute and reevaluate your position, like to do a little bit more inner work, because I feel like you're going to present a different version of yourself. You're going to come from a different angle that has the impact that you're hoping it'll have. It'll uplift, it'll motivate. I don't know what impact it's having right now, but I would say the best way to gauge that is, how do you feel after you have presented that message? Do you overthink it and say, dang, maybe I should not have said that? I don't know. Did that come off as like a little bit, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
Just think about how you feel. And again, take a step back, do nothing for a second, and focus on forgiving yourself. Typically, I'll tell somebody to put on paper, I destroy and clear all unforgiveness of myself and others. But you can also get a candle, green candle, and write, I forgive myself and others. You know, I heal my heart chakra, things like that, because it might come off just a little bit like there's still a little bit of unforgiveness. I don't know. I think we need another word. I don't like the word forgiveness anymore. I don't know why. You know what I'm saying? I have to really evaluate that within myself. But I think because this is the English language, that's the term that we use. It is what it is. But I feel like it's more or less offloading to where it's no longer your burden. It's not your fault that person was a narcissist. It's not your fault. But get into that space where you forgive yourself for accepting whatever verbal abuse, emotional abuse, things like that. But I do feel like there's some work that needs to be done behind the scenes, in the shadows first, and then you're going to present yourself again. And I feel like it's going to have the impact that you want it to have. See, it says suffering in silence here. I feel like what's happening is the things that you're talking about are the things that no one ever really listened. You know, that they probably turned a deaf ear to what you were experiencing at that time. So your platform has become a voice, but maybe premature.
Mm-hmm.
You do need to speak. I'm not saying don't. I'm just saying do some cleaning up and then come back.
Okay, like you're saying, kind of like take a break.
Yeah, it doesn't mean that you're going to stay gone for a long time. It just means that you're going to just, you know, align your energy, do some alchemy, transmute some energy, and maybe get you a throat chakra candle and write on there, you know, my words inspire others. You know, the truths that I bring forward, the testimonies that I bring forward help others to navigate their experience. You know, it enlightens others. Because, matter of fact, let me do something real quick. I just want to see, how are your messages impacting your audience right now? Okay.
Oh, great. Okay.
And we'll be able to gauge.
There has been one subscriber that has been giving a lot of really great feedback, and honestly has, you know, helped me, you know, with any fear or doubt that I've had about it. So that's been really great, and that's helped. But it's like, I want to feel that a little bit more within myself and not just rely on that. Right.
Okay. Well, let's see. So you have the world is in a reverse here. Let me see. I'll take another one. The Three of Wands in a reverse. Okay. So these two cards, you know, if you know tarot, if they're in the upright, it's like, okay, travel. What else is out there? Let's explore. Let's, you know, it's an adventure. It's a big world out here. What do we do next?
Mm-hmm.
But in the reverse, it's like, all right, kind of staying stuck in past energy without closure.
Okay.
Even though your messages, you're not saying it with that intention, maybe the vibration behind it is kind of saying that it's unspoken. It might even be unspoken. You might not even be saying specific things, but it can give off a vibration of, emotionally, I'm still kind of holding on to some things that I need to release in order to step over the threshold to the new beginning. You see what I'm saying?
That makes sense.
Also, another thing that you might want to consider is sometimes, I don't know, when you set up your channel, did you expect like, what was the whole premise behind the channel when you first set it up? Was it a cooking channel when you first started? Was it a, do it yourself tutorial channel? What was the foundation?
Well, originally it was just like, I'm gonna put my testimonial, my story, my truth out there, and then hopefully, roll into, like I kind of mentioned earlier, coaching, really. So yeah, you had mentioned this earlier, spiritual, coaching, healing, really being able to guide people through the physical healing aspect. Like I mentioned, having healed my body through mold and mycotoxin. That was something that was, and then, navigating the Western medical system and all that, and trying to give people hope that, you can, there are other ways and there's other options and you can heal. I've also had to do this completely on my own without any support, emotionally, financially, and anything like that. Which, I know that's, most of us, but we know that that's hard. And there's just been a lot of obstacles. The most recent was the fact that I was not aware that my family was as karmic and narcissist as they were, and that they were creating this huge false narrative about me my whole entire life. I'm in my 40s, and what happened was this past year, I left the state where I started the healing 10 years ago, and I was in a great space with it. And I had, been in hermit mode for about 6 years. And then when I came out, I had this dream that my dad came to me because he passed during that time period. And so what I thought at the time was that I was supposed to go back home and it was time to go and heal with the family. And it almost felt like I got tricked. Or at the same time, my spirit team was like, you need to see this, you need to release them, is really what I ended up finding out. Because once I went and was with my mom at the time, she ended up telling me, or I ended up seeing that she was pretty much an undiagnosed narcissist, that she's really dealing with a lot of mental illness and addictions, and was just backstabbing me and just a huge betrayal. And, I know that that's where a lot of the release that you're, I feel like speaking about right now, that I'm still potentially still working on. And I get that for sure. But yeah. Does that make sense, I guess?
No, it does. So it sounds like you're going to take a step back for a minute, focus on evaluating, do I still have some things that needs to be cleared out? That way, when you come back in, you'll be aligning with the overall vision of what you really want the channel to represent, which is helping people to step over the threshold. The testimony is needed, but the testimony is not the bigger vision. Right? You don't want to only talk about your past experiences. You want to talk about how to navigate now that you've overcome those past experiences. So once you have fully overcome those past experiences, you'll be confident enough. Because sometimes it's like on a deeper level, it's like, am I being a hypocrite? Am I really ready to teach people how to overcome? But deep inside, I'm still kind of clinging to XYZ. That could be like the subconscious. It might not be conscious, for you. But I would just say, take a quick step back, focus on clearing these things out, then come back in and present yourself again. It might even be at the start of the year. It doesn't mean you're going to be gone that long, but you want to come in with a different energy that allows people to now look forward and not continue to necessarily look back. If you do spiritual work, like channeling messages, sometimes it's going to bring up things that people have gone through, but the message by the time you get done is that overcoming. It's like you're stepping over the threshold by the time you're done with that message. Matter of fact, most of the message deals with stepping over the threshold. Maybe a small portion of it deals with what happened in the past to lead you up to that space. You see what I'm saying? So evaluate that. When you look at your messages, when you think about it, is the dominant message concerning the past and only a small fraction deals with how to navigate towards the future? You want to flip that.
Okay, I hear you.
All right. Well, I'm glad that that you reached out, and you take good care of yourself then, love.
Thank you so much, Shavi. I appreciate you.
Right. You're very welcome. Good night. So let's see here. All right, y'all. So love was the last one. I appreciate all of you that came on tonight. I love doing these types of interactive readings with you all because I feel like it does help to give you a little bit of guidance, and someone out there might be watching is going through something similar, and it can also give them guidance. So I appreciate y'all for being so transparent tonight and all the super chats. Please be sure to like the video if you found that you got anything from it or you enjoyed tapping in tonight. And let me see. I'll be coming back on pretty soon, y'all. So that's what I got. We've been on for about 2 hours and 20 minutes. I'm going to go ahead and see what type of tornado my children have created in the house. And I'll be talking to y'all next time. All right. Good night.